Bum, 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 bum. It is. I think it's about 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles, right? Oh, Lord. It's 9:01 now here in Los Angeles. And it is Thursday. Thursday, the 19th of December, 2024 AD. And we're going to have a fun, loosey-goosey, the Hake Report show, guys. It is, there are people on hold, and there's mess going on in the world. Serious mess going on in the world. I'll tell you about that as we go forward a little bit. But I'm happy. Let me tell you one thing. I am happy. I'm pleased. I'm tickled pink that our greatest president, who is Donald J. Trump, of course, he has halted, stopped, halt. Who goes there? Bunch of rhinos and demon rats. He said, oh, no. We're not going to be having, allow it. Here's Hake talking. I can hear it. He said, I know who I'm talking to, too. He said, we're not having that. We're not having that. One-dimensional MCs. We're not going to be doing a government funding bill that gives you guys a raise for destroying the country. I don't know if he cares about that specifically. Maybe a little bit. But, you know, there was a bipartisan spending bill that Trump, Elon Musk, J.D. Vance, they were not for it. And so the Republicans said, we can't do it. And I'm happy about that. And the far left extremist, ridiculous AP, Associated Press, calls it chaos. Chaos in the government. Who's affected by the government shutdown? Maybe there are people who are affected by it, but I think the government shutdown is a fine thing. I get that it doesn't really do anything for the, the side of what's right. I point towards myself. It's ridiculous. I'm talking so much over this in this little video. I wonder if you can hear me make it out. If you can make out what I'm saying. So, please. That just tells you, and that would be called editorializing, by the way. AP editorializing. They're not just straight news. They're not facts. They're not the truth. So, FYI. But anyway, guys. Here, let me pull this down just a touch, just to make sure. Anyway, everybody, let's just get right on. 4 days left. This is the fourth to last show of the year. Okay, maybe I'll have some beach streams, perhaps. I've been wanting to. I haven't prepped anything. Big Bump will be with me on Monday, co-hosting on Monday. At least that's the tentative plan. So, anyway, let's just get right on with the show! Oh, come on. Complicated business. Hold on. Now let's get on with the show.
Have you been naughty or nice?
Hake Report. It's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. Hey guys! It's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. It's the Hake Report. The Hake Report.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I have my Santa Jesse t-shirt on, and it's the black Merry Amazin Christmas Santa Claus, Jesse, in Gildan, unisex, soft style T-shirt, and black, 100% cotton, and it's an okay fit, right? Doesn't it look like an okay fit? Nice. I like it. I do indeed. So, my kids love your intro, says C-West 80. Right on, right on. Let me get to a call here right off the bat, guys. Turn way down this loudmouth about to come on here. I'm kidding. He's not a loudmouth. It's just that I saw that the volume is blasted over here. What's up, Rika? Frederick in Los Angeles. How you doing, man?
What's going on with you, Hake?
Not much. How about you?
All right.
Merry Christmas.
No, you came in on your intro wrong, man, or something. You got some misinformation. I got to correct that for you. Just lead off with the whole show wrong.
Please do. Merry Christmas, by the way.
The bill that was passed, it did go through, and Vivek and the House Speaker Mike talked about that bill, but it was too late once Elon noticed that they funded the government short term. They wanted it to be on the Democrats' fault that the government shut down. So Elon was like, why did y'all sign that bill? And then his stock started dropping immediately. Now,
whose stock started dropping?
Elon's, because they need to raise the debt ceiling to give millionaires tax cuts. And
Right.
They didn't raise the debt ceiling. They pushed it into Trump's term. Now Trump has to raise the debt ceiling. And he's like, no, I needed him to do it so I can give my millionaires tax cuts.
Right.
Tesla's, everybody's like, let me pull my money out of here. They don't know what they're doing. But Elon sounded the horn on X first, and then Trump got mad.
Right.
And then when Trump got mad, he was like, y'all shouldn't vote for this bill.
Okay, so they, so the House passed. Ouch. Back off. I don't know, something. The House. Are you saying that the House passed it, but the Senate didn't, or something? What are you saying? You're saying that it did pass?
The Senate Democrats, they're gonna pass it. But I'm saying that.
But look, it says the news from Sarah Nafa. Far left Sarah Nafa on far left AP. I'm assuming Sarah Nafa is far left. Pardon me if I'm wrong, Sarah Nafa, if you're listening. Trump brings chaos back to Washington as a government funding plan collapses. So I don't know about the bill, but the plan collapses. Trump's making new demands days before the shutdown. Let me speak. Let me report the news. President-elect Donald Trump abruptly rejected a bipartisan plan Wednesday to prevent Christmas-time government shutdown, instead telling House Speaker Mike Johnson and Republicans to renegotiate, essentially, days before the deadline when federal funding runs out. So he made a proposal and blah, blah, blah. Democrats were mad over the GOP revolt over the stopgap measure. They're not saying whether this bill, some bill passed or is... I don't see whether a bill passed or failed, but so you're saying that the Senate is going to approve it?
And they're ticked about it.
Who's ticked?
You need to raise the debt ceiling and add more debt to the. Okay. So anyway, I don't know what's going on, and I don't trust you to know what's going on. But you made a. Well, it's fine. I'm sure.
What did I just do?
Mark will call in.
Everything went black. Okay.
Or Joe will explain it to you.
No, I don't care about. I don't know what's going on, nor do I care. Honestly. Hey! You gotta calm yourself.
What? I just said
you're talking over me. Do you not hear me when I'm speaking?
No, I said the government.
You need to get radio trained.
Radio trained.
Yeah, radio trained.
What's wrong with you? Ain't no monkeys in my family tree. We Pharaoh. You better watch it, Hake.
Merry Christmas.
Redheads are hot-headed. You can't control nobody. You have no authority.
That's right. Merry Christmas.
Y'all came late. Y'all Johnny come late.
Merry Christmas, Pharaoh.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. You ain't even got Christ on your shirt. That's an abomination.
This is Christ's brother.
You're supposed to have Christ instead of the X on your shirt. You Christ out Christ. That's an abomination. That's blasphemy.
You're ignorant.
No, that's Trump bringing back Christmas. That was the whole thing about it. He was talking about people talking about Xmas. No, he was bringing back Christmas.
Okay, well, I don't know what Trump said, but I know where I stand on the X. The X stands for the cross or Christ.
You're wearing it like I would wear it. I love it. I love it. Have a good one, Hake.
No, wait. Don't leave. Don't leave me, baby.
What's up? Last time we spoke, you called me a punk. And that was before Trump. And y'all Anchor Baby hung up on me. But that was before Trump. I was like, let me see if they missed me.
Do you forgive us?
But, huh?
Do you forgive us for calling you a punk and hanging up on you, respectively?
The show's turning so soft, I couldn't take it no more. Everything is turning, like, when I watch it, I said, if I don't come back, it's going to just turn so soft. I got to bring the manhood back into the show.
Soft is Sleepy Joe's soft serve ice cream.
Yeah, Joel, I mean, all I hear is like, I don't know, it's getting real soft.
Okay, so this, you said, you made a comment. You made
in office. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Anchor Baby in the crowd.
I appreciate that, man. Thanks. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. It's God's plan. It ain't really Trump and running anything. This is all God's time. So now I'm in God's time. I'm not on God's plan. I can see it clearly now. You know what I'm saying? I can see it clearly now. I just had to be patient. I thought I could see into the future. I knew Dr. Cornel West wasn't going to win, but I'm still an independent. I'm just on God's time. You know what I'm saying? But maybe he wanted to bend the block, come back, and embarrass Trump on the second time around because y'all worshiping idols. I don't know. But we do be spinning the block, so I don't know. We'll see.
You're actually kind of fun to talk to, man.
Hey, I try to bring the energy. A lot of people hate me, but hey, real talk. I've
been
talking about the Pharaoh. Hey, I got a question for you for Bible Thumper Thursday. Can I ask you a question?
Okay, let's hear it. I do have a question as to something that you said when you first called in, but go ahead and ask your question first. You're my caller, and it's Christmas.
Return to the Father, Jesus. Why did Jesus say that he was ascended instead of saying that he had a father? Like
repeat your question. I was taking notes. Go ahead.
All right. I'm asking the question, like, why would in John 3:13? No. It ain't John 3:13. That's when they're talking about something else. I'm talking about like when they asked Jesus, is this the son of Joseph, whose mother we know and has came down from heaven? Why did he say he came down from above if he was born from a virgin birth?
Way off in the corner is my behind that mic is my stocking full of coal, by the way. Just a little side note.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so why did Jesus say that he came from heaven?
Yeah.
When they say that he was born of a virgin?
Mm-hmm. He says it himself.
Jesus said that he came from heaven?
Yeah.
And then other people say he was born from a virgin.
Right.
Well,
even the Jews asked him in John 6:42.
Maybe heaven.
All through John it says he came down from above.
Came down from above, through that woman, that young lady, who the Virgin Mary, and into the world. Came down from heaven and into the woman and then out into the world.
No, he ascended down, came down as a man, as a man from the beginning of time. He's already been here.
Right. Oh yeah. He was already here, and then he came in and became
a. Already be here before you born, though.
It's a mystery. Do you know whether you were here before you were born? I don't know. I'm indifferent. I don't know the answer to the question, so I don't really ponder it all that much.
Oh, okay.
You know, Jesus said before Abraham was, I am.
2 Kings?
So I'm not sure.
2 Kings 2:11, where it says no man ascended, or it tells you where Elijah has ascended up into heaven. But John 3:13 says no man ascends to heaven, not even the Son of Man. So it's contradictions, and that's why, like, a lot of people are having problems on Bible Thumping Thursday.
Well, not necessarily contradictions. It's just that they're paradoxes.
No, either man has ascended to heaven or they haven't. And
It could be
says
a
no man precisely, no man hath in John 3:13
Okay.
has ever ascended to heaven.
okay, but that's
And
not
then
necessarily a
you get-
contradiction.
Yeah, because and Elijah did ascend to heaven.
Okay,
In 2 Kings 2:11, they said he ascended into heaven.
maybe it was talking
So
about
how
no
can
man.
no man ascend to heaven, but Elijah ascended to heaven.
Maybe you're interpreting it in a way that you think it's a
Do you
contradiction.
know what ascended into heaven means?
Yes, sort of.
Did Elijah in 2 Kings 2:11?
It's actually
ascend to heaven.
the snooty people are going to be snooty about you saying 2 kings. They call it 2 Kings.
Second.
Yeah.
Okay.
But who cares? Yeah, Elijah, he went up in chariots of fire or something like that.
Oh, but why did John 3:13 say, and no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man?
Uh-huh. Maybe we don't know where Elijah went, and maybe he was talking about no man here on earth because Elijah isn't here on earth anymore. So I don't know what he meant.
Ascended into heaven is the point of he saying no man done.
Elijah is no longer a man.
Here on earth if he came into heaven.
If he went into
Just smoke on it.
No, I'm not going to smoke on it. You're making up that it's a contradiction and it's not necessarily so.
All right, so Elijah didn't ascend into heaven.
Okay, so yeah, right. I don't know if he did or didn't. The Bible says that he went up in chariots of fire, and there's multiple meanings of heaven and all kinds of stuff. You're being silly. You don't even believe. You're not even a Christian.
No,
you're just called in to nitpick. That's a dumb question. Okay, so let me ask my real question. I have a real question.
Go ahead.
You said that Trump wants to give the millionaires their tax breaks.
Yeah.
And you said it in a way that made me think that you think that it's a bad thing. Is that a bad thing to give millionaires tax breaks?
Yeah. That's why Elon's tripping. He wants his tax cuts, and he ain't gonna get them until like later on. You're gonna make Trump rich. Y'all don't care about Trump adding to the deficit. Y'all gonna let him do it.
Explain how it's a bad thing to give millionaires tax breaks.
Because they already use loopholes where they pay no taxes.
That's not true. Millionaires pay taxes. They may not. They may not pay. They may not. They may not pay corporate taxes, but
yeah. And a lot of them give away money and claim it on their taxes, and then they end up balancing where they pay zero taxes.
Yeah, because they're actually doing good in the world.
Buy everything on their business account where they write it off and they get their money back and they pay zero taxes.
Can you explain why you think millionaires getting tax breaks is a bad thing? Why do you think that's a bad thing?
Because we need to tax the rich out of existence. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Then you're going to tax America out of existence.
No, we're gonna have an equal playing field. It's gonna be all right.
Well, equal playing field means everybody's poor and the country's destroyed. Is that what you want?
No, these tariffs gonna leave us poor, and all them other countries that support BRICS, they got their money in Bitcoin and gold. You're
changing the subject.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
How am I changing the subject?
Because we're talking about taxes, and all of a sudden we're talking about equal playing field because of taxing the rich out of existence is a good thing in your nutty mind, black mind. You are black, by the way. You think that you are an independent, and every black thinks they're independent.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Listen, the tax cuts made Bezos from 14 billion to like 200 billion in like 10 years or 12 years. All these rich are not trickling down their money. Elon, in the last 12 years, these billionaires done went from 10 billion to hundreds of billions of dollars, and their companies ain't trickling it down. So if you can't look at the billionaires getting rich and the poor getting poor, you're blind and you're voting for the rich to get more tax cuts, and they're not breaking bread with the people. There's no way you can profit billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in 10 years while the federal minimum wage stays the same at $7.25.
We should definitely.
You're blind. What y'all preach is stupid, and knowledge is poison because you want to be a sheep. And that's sad when you want to be a sheep, but it's okay.
Well, it's better
It's
to
God's
acknowledge
time.
that it's not. It's better to acknowledge that you are a sheep and you are stupid and you have no idea what's going on than to act like you know what's going on when you're a fool, an educated fool.
That's right. I take that. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you as
right.
well. Do pharaohs celebrate Christmas?
We made Christmas. What do you mean? That's when the sun. The sun goes down, sets for 3 days, and comes back up. That's the winter solstice I used to tell you about. But it's pagan or anti-Semitic, if you want to. Before Semites even came into the picture, we knew about the stars, baby. Dogma. Come on,
I
baby,
think that
crux.
it's. I think that it's.
You don't know nothing about the crux.
I think it's co-Semitic because it goes right along with Hanukkah.
Oh,
when you were a kid, did you ever sing?
Was Moses under the law? When
My dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. My dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. My dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. My dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay.
Yeah, that sounds like some white bars.
No,
Look,
it's
man.
Jewish. It's white Jew. It's white Jewish.
The same thing over and over again. Them ain't bars. Look.
All right, take care, Rika. Nice hearing from you.
All right, have a good one. Hey.
Bye. That was silly. On my part. Stu is a first-time caller, I believe, in Arizona. Stu, how are you?
All is well. What's up, James?
Hey, good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you, too. Hey, just quick, big fan of the show. Been following y'all. Just wanted to wish y'all, I think I'm a little early, but just wanted to wish everybody at the Hake Report and all the gang a happy 4th Winter of Death, if you guys are still celebrating, because I know I am.
Nice. Right on.
But either way, I'll just let you guys go. Just wanted to wish you guys a happy 4th Winter of Death.
Is that related to Biden on the China virus scaremongering thing?
Possibly, but it's his last few weeks or months of his amazing presidency. So
right,
what a way to send it off, right?
I call him our second greatest president because he pretends to be friendly with Trump, and that's nice.
I'll mildly disavow, but either way,
enough.
It works.
Well, thank you, man.
But anyways, thank you. Again, big fan of the show, and you guys keep rocking.
Cool, man. Take care.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Bye. So let's see if I can get the straight story on this this thing. This is from the far left AP. President-elect Donald Trump abruptly rejected a bipartisan, which I've told you many times before, and it may seem simple-minded, and it may be simple-minded and perhaps wrong, but in general, I think, and it seems to bear out, that bipartisan means evil. Government funding plan collapses as Trump makes demands days before Election Day. And this was when they said Trump brings chaos, this woman, Sarah Nafa, Trump brings chaos back to Washington. As if Washington was this, what is that? Placid, not placid, stale, not stale, peaceful, calm, orderly place? I don't know. Chaos back to Washington. Like that's a bad thing almost. No, this is good, I think. Shaking things up, not doing, because getting stuff done is not good. Reminds me of my conversations with Ronnie. Ronnie says, promises made, promises kept. Yeah, but what if you disagree with the promises, such as like Obamacare? I disagree with Obamacare. So we shouldn't have, so promises made, promises kept, getting things done is not inherently good. And I think that Ronnie knows that too, if you pin him down. But some of these people are like, oh, we want to get things done, meaning get liberal, dumb things, evil things done. Bipartisan, which always means evil, I say, almost always anyway. Abruptly rejected a bipartisan plan Wednesday to prevent a Christmas-time government shutdown. instead telling House Speaker Mike Johnson, nicey nice Christian guy, and Republicans to negotiate, essentially. They split their infinitive. An infinitive is to negotiate, to renegotiate, to walk, to write, to correct. But when you split your infinitive, you're putting to better write, to go, to boldly go where no man has gone before. Star Trek introduced the split infinitives, and then after that, evil Star Trek destroyed the English language. They were part of it anyway. Significant. It's kind of like mix. It's like in Spanish. Ir means to go. And imagine you split up those two letters. It wouldn't make any sense. IR, right? Trump's sudden entrance into the debate and new demands sent Congress spiraling. Spiraling is that a technical word? As lawmakers trying to wrap up work and head home for the holidays, the holy days. It left Johnson scrambling late into the night at the Capitol, trying to engineer a new plan before Friday's deadline to keep the government open. Republicans must get smart and tough, Trump and Vance stated in a statement. They didn't say it. Said in a statement suggests that they said it. But if it is a statement, they perhaps wrote it. President-elect made an almost unrealistic proposal almost unrealistic proposal. What does almost unrealistic mean? But anyway, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with their language, actually, because it's kind of fun. Makes it fun to read. Lisa Mascaro. Quítate la máscaro. And Kevin Frecking. I'm not cussing. That's his name. I may be butchering it, but that's what his name is. Almost unrealistic proposal that combines some of the continuation of government funds along with much more controversial, which means reasonable. Controversial is a liberal buzzword for in the right direction. I've said this over and over again. To raise the nation's debt limit, something his own party routinely rejects. Anything else is a betrayal of the country, they wrote. Demon rats. Democrats decry the GOP revolt over the stopgap measure, which would have provided also some $100.4 billion in disaster aid to states hammered by hurricanes Helene and Milton and other natural disasters. Maybe I shouldn't be reading AP because they're selective in the facts. They may be selective in the facts they report. I should probably be reading Revolver News. House Republicans have been ordered to shut down the government and hurt everyday Americans all across the country. I doubt that it will hurt everyday Americans all across the country unless the number of government employees who are not essential are that numerous that they're actually hurt and they're living hand to mouth because they're not living right. They're overpaid and underworked. That's government employees, right? Overpaid and underworked. I dare say. House Democrat so-called leader Hakeem Jeffries stated, an agreement is an agreement, and backing out of it, the House Republicans will now own any harm visited upon the American people. Well, I mean, it's short-term pain is worth it for real, actual long-term solutions, if that's what Trump is about. Already the massive 1,500-page bill, ridiculous, was on the verge of collapse as so-called hard-right conservatives, as if there's any hard-right conservatives. Give me a break, who are in the government. They're not allowed in the government. Anybody remotely for what's right, they're not allowed. Not allowed. Egged on by Trump's billionaire ally Elon Musk, who rejected the plan almost as soon as it was released. Rank-and-file lawmakers complained about the extras, which included their first pay raise in more than a decade. I heard it was a 40% raise. A shock after one of the most unproductive, chaotic sessions in modern times. Yeah, so why should they get paid for being lamos whom nobody likes? The much-needed disaster aid, blah, blah, blah. This should not pass. He said in the wee hours. Aye, they said we. W-E-E, Wednesday morning. Flooded with calls from constituents because thanks probably to Elon Musk promoting it. My phone was ringing off the hook, said Andy Barr, Republican from Kentucky. People who elected us are listening to Elon Musk because they agree with Elon Musk. The outcome here comes as no surprise to Mike Johnson, who, like the other Republican House speakers before him, been unable to persuade his majority to go along with the routine needs of the federal government operations, which they would prefer to slash. Indeed, that's what they should do. That's what I was trying to. That's what I thought of when talking with the far left. I call him a communist. Pardon me if I'm wrong, Rika. Tax the so-called rich out of existence. For what purpose? So that the government can waste money on getting rid of the wall? It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. Don't say stupid too much, kids. Esoteric says, it's amazing Elon's been on the government dole for his EV subsidies, electric vehicle, Tesla, and space company, SpaceX. And then all of a sudden he's concerned with government spending on others. LOL. Laughing out loud. Lots of laughs out loud. LOL. Laughing out loud. Better late than never, I guess. Indeed, Esoteric. How come it's taken so long for these geniuses to discover Ron Paul? Well, I'll tell you, as just a normal person, I used to scoff at Ron Paul. Because he seemed like a joke. He'd be like, so what? I don't care. And I agreed with him on that. But his persona and his he and his son, Rand, both have this sort of effeminate tone to their voice. Him perhaps worse than Rand, although Rand is worse than Ron. Ron is better than Rand, I think. And so, like, I thought of them as kind of like a joke because they just mocked and scoffed at everything, which I agreed with, but he especially seemed off about it, and he just seemed off, and the media portrayed him as off, and even though I knew not to trust the media, I still fell for it, kind of. And so it took a manly man and a sensible man like Trump. They're a couple of nerds, Hake. He literally never talked like that, says Matthew. I remember it. He's like, that's their problem. So what? I don't care. Like your memories are Mandela, says Matthew. Yeah, whatever. He wasn't able to get it done. Trump is. Don't be mad. He paved the way. He's like John the Baptist. Ron Paul is like John the Baptist, and Trump is like Jesus. John the Baptist, limited effect, but, he paved the way. Make way for the coming of our greatest president, Trump. But anyway, like, the government shouldn't be so huge, and what good does the government do? It mostly does evil. So defund it, get rid of a lot of these jobs so that these people can be doing something perhaps good with their lives, or, I don't know, go into the private sector and find something negative to do with your life, too. Like destructive industries like the schmornography industry. Go work in that if you're intent on doing evil. Let's cut out some of the evil that the government does and give it back to the private sector. The people could think that about you, but they're wrong, Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. People, I was wrong maybe for judging Ron Paul. A lot of you guys, Ron Paul people were right. I can acknowledge that. And I of course disavow the schmornography industry. I was listening to American Anchor Baby yesterday, and it was great. Shout out. And shout out to his callers, too. Karen, call me. She says that she tries to call me, and I don't know if I've ever heard from her. Maybe I have. I might have talked to her. I know I talked to her by other means that I won't get into, but I won't want to feed speculation. Whatever. Shout out to Karen Williams. She's cool. Mike Johnson met behind closed doors with GOP lawmakers trying to figure out a way out of the bind. So Vance joined them until nearly 10 p.m. with his young son in pajamas in tow. Isn't that fun? Productive conversation. Middle of these negotiations. What a sight. What a scene. What a picture they paint. I think we'll be... See, AP is worth something. Just because they're evil and they have an anti-Trump, anti-America agenda. You know, they're suckers, they're blind intellectuals, liberals. I still like the mainstream media. People. Gonna be tricky. Any member of the House or Senate who votes for this outrageous spending bill deserves to be voted out in 10 years. Okay, so we'll see what happens with it. Jamie Raskin, not a Christian, out of Maryland, said the problem with an oligarchy, a handful of wealthy people run everything and everyone is supposed to live in fear of them. Well, you'll notice that the phones were ringing off the hook. Elon Musk helped bankroll Trump's victory. I don't know if he really bankrolled Trump's victory, as he has a big platform and he promoted his stuff and he has some influence. People are influenced, and shame on them for being easily influenced. But he said some true and good things about the government, and the people agree with him. It's like the media look down on we the people, on us the people. They don't trust we the people to... They know that we the people are... Don't say this word, kids, too much, but they know that we the people are stupid. And they especially think that the conservatives are stupid and that the Trump supporters are. And so they get mad when somebody of influences for what's right. Because people shouldn't really be of influence. The children and adults, men and even women, should be able to think for themselves and see for themselves. Some people do. And then some of us sort of do, I guess. I don't know. And then other people think that they think that for themselves. Like you heard, Rika thinks he's an independent, but he has the mind of a useful idiot communist. It's a technical word, kids. Don't use it too much. And they're talking about taxing the rich out of existence. Stupid. Doesn't make any sense. If you tax the rich out of existence, you won't get taxes anymore. Because the rich pay most of the taxes, actually. Whatever. You want more people to become rich, so you cut the government, shrink the government, and let the people be rich or poor, so-called poor. Because that's our lame ability. You're not supposed to save people from being poor. Let poor be poor. Let the people suffer in their hell. Hell of their own making. But no, they want to spread the hell. So yeah, it's not. They don't care about oligarchy when it's the mainstream. They don't care about an oligarchy when Facebook, Google, Twitter before Elon Musk, the mainstream media except for Fox News, and even Fox News to an extent. The whole government, bureaucrats, are a whole bunch of liberals who are anti-Trump and destroyed Trump's chances to get reelected in 2020, you know? They didn't care about the oligarchy at that point because they're all about power and they're hypocrites and who cares? Nobody actually cares. It's just about what they want. What a mess. Republicans need to stop playing politics, says Karine Jean-Pierre. That's what we're supposed to be doing, is playing politics. Be quiet. We don't need to do anything except stay white, or in some cases black, on rare occasion, Republicans. Somewhat common occasion, or Latino or Asian maybe, and live, hopefully. Or maybe just die. Stay black and die, or stay white and live. Anyway. Nice. So that's a little update on that. I guess it's unclear where it stands. I don't know. I don't care. Let me read a few super chats. We're a little ways into the show, and hopefully I'm still logged in. Okay, so not a victim. Carver A. C-Bill, I didn't get to read this. Hake. Jesse only triggers mama's boys. Indeed. Amazing. Jesse only triggers the mama's boys. Maybe I shouldn't show that name below there. We censor the names of the much maligned. Yeah, that's true, but you will find, C-Bill, that there are more mama's boys than just the obvious mama's boys who get crazy. There was a guy who called in yesterday, I guess, and today. Yesterday, he said, oops, I meant to go away from the mic so as not to make a loud noise. Prove it! Something like that. Was that too loud? Prove it! Prove it! And then today he was all mad too. My mind was telling me he's trying to take down the show, falsely accusing us of vaccine misinformation. Which it was true, it was false accusation. But I think he did hear something about the vaccine, got triggered. Jesse only triggers the mama's boys. And why I say that, C-Bill, is that when he says something that strikes you in your vanity, not you necessarily personally, C-Bill, but you, the viewer, or you, the person who has been confronted with something Jesse says that doesn't agree with your vanity, or that pricks your evil ego, fragile, evil, weak, devil spirit inside of you, pride, and it triggers you. It's surprising sometimes how it gets triggered. Thank you for your 5 coffees, C-Bill. And then you realize, oh my goodness, I am actually a mama's boy. Triggered by Jesse Lee. He says something about, he says something that does, that rings true. It convicts you in the spirit, if you will, maybe. But then says something that's really close to home, and it just gets you. Or other people may get you, not just him. Amazing. Thank you, C-Bill. Indeed, so true. Triggers the mama's boys. Shout out to Ron Paul and his supporters. Some of them are the greatest viewers, including the flat earthers are some of the greatest viewers, and the Jew blamers, some of the greatest viewers, and the Bible thumpers, some of the greatest viewers. Or, I don't know, loud squeaky wheels. Nice. Okay, another coffee from, hopefully this is clean Carver, yes, Merry Christmas, Hake. Have you ever considered doing a Bond Christmas special? Picture this, The Christmas Carol, with Jesse as Ebenezer Scrooge. I laugh because it's somewhat fitting. In an amusing and actually good way, you know? Or putting his shopping cart, running around not tipping or putting his shopping carts back. Then the Esperts. E-S-P-E-R-T-S. It's not how it's spelled, kids, but it's how it's said by we black influenced people. Visit him in a dream as the ghost of Christmas. Hake shows him the past, eating sweet potato pie with Tony the dog. Oh yeah, his dog was named Tony. Then Nick is Christmas present. The ghost of Christmas present, sharing his chipotle with the homeless, despite being unable to afford a new fake airplane himself. And finally, Joel Friday appears as the ghost of Christmas future, a horrifying vision of him being in charge of the company and turning the church into a dance hall. On wheels, I might add. Carver didn't write that. On roller skates. Then Jesse wakes up a changed man. He gives us starving Tiny Tim, Derek, a turkey. Shout out. And says, God bless us, everyone. Very nice. Very nice, Carver. Appreciate that. Not a Victim says, Hake, listen up. You butchered my super chat, you son of a B word. Oops. Sorry, kids. Seriously, though, Hake, I believe you are a fine young man. I may really have butchered his super chat. Oh, yeah, I kind of did. It really was butchered. But it was... I believe you are a fine young man. God did something with you, and I love your shows. Usually I'm doing nothing when I watch. I'm just laying on my bed. Whoa. Don't read that, kids. I'm just going to skip that part. I'm better than you. Only joking. God is doing something with you, and it better be good. Next time, don't butcher my super chatter. I'm getting your car towed, you son of a beep. Let me tell you what his super chat said before I get back to the calls. No, it was... Whatever. It was... I don't see how you can't really hold that against me, man. I was trying to keep it... It's a Christian show, and it's children's friendly show. Oh, well, you did say, just kidding, Jesse. God Almighty, you had made you such a kind and selfless person. From the bottom of my heart, you made me the man I am today. Nice. I had accidentally skipped some of the serious part when skipping some of the joking part. Thank you, Not a Victim, for 3 coffees. And I will read this one in a minute, but it's kind of long. Let me get back to some calls, and I'll get back to your super chats. Okay? How's that? John in Kentucky is on the line. Oh, Lord. I tried to get to him. Well, nice. We have more time for the super chats. I like to try to get to John in Kentucky. One of my favorite Black Hebrew Israelites, and he is a fan of the show. Although he denies it. He says, I'm not a fan. That's what he says. He's not a fan. But we're friends. He denies that we're friends. What a mess. Okay. My goodness. There are actually quite a few super chats yet to read. Let me get back to that then. Oh, come on. Someone says, Hake claiming to be a Crip yesterday. Hake claiming to be a Crip yesterday while wearing blue. Was I wearing blue yesterday? Oh, yeah, I was. But being a fan of Robert E. Lee is wild. Hake, why do people think you're boop? I've been listening for a few months. Some of your calls and supers allude to you being boop, but you seem disgusted about the LGBTQIA community. To fellow beeps, how would you tell them to be stronger? I just read through some of your supers on here. How do we get the unedited version of the one guy's on air because he is wild? Do you call him Rocket Man since he is... No, I wasn't even thinking about that since he thinks that he's gay and Elton John has that song. No, I was just thinking because he's from Little Rock and Trump has something Little Rocket Man. I ain't a Jesse fan either, so I guess I'd be on that list of so many names. You and something friends. I thought he says he doesn't believe in friends. When is it okay to hate people as a Christian? If you're not a straight, white, cis male, seems that's what you preach. I don't follow what you're doing. What you're saying, there's someone with your coffee, but it's pretty messy. I would dare say. Is this a male typing this, or is this a female? It seems like a male with a female spirit saying it. So let me see if I can answer any of it. I answered the Little Rock. He's from Little Rock. Trump says Little Rocket Man about Kim Jong-un, and I just find it amusing. And it's better than saying the guy's name. And what else? Cis, I looked up, I came across on Tumblr, and that's an abnormal word. It's a word to make the normal seem abnormal. So yes, I am a normal person, and straight is like also a sort of an abnormal word because it just means normal as well. And I am white, and I'm a male, so I am those things. When is it okay to hate people as a Christian? Only in the terms of don't go along with, such as when Jesus said, "Hate your family," means love God and don't worship or have this false need for your family. Don't idolize your family. People idolize people have a false love. They love the world and not God. That's the type of hate that is not actually even emotional at all for family that you can, or for whomever that you can have as a Christian. All right? So, nice. This person seems to be into the gay agenda. What a psycho. But thank you for your coffee. Appreciate it. Oh, funny. It went... Interesting. It went away. I wonder if that's because I am not logged in currently. Also bought another coffee and another one saying, "Shame on you, you're such a rude, evil person. Before Rika can even get on air, you insult him." Oh, okay, so this is another person whom I'm supposed to I know who this is. You don't treat John like that, and he's openly threatened you. John has never openly threatened me. He's just a black Hebrew Israelite who believes in Old Testament violence. That's not a threat. He has spoken about white children getting killed, and that is evil. But in my mind, I knew that he was referencing the Old Testament Bible, about how in the Old Testament, the Israelites supposedly were supposed to kill all the men, women, and children in some of these towns. And so I kind of justified his evil in my mind because that's how he justifies it. So I didn't really take it as a threat. It was just, watch out, we're going to get you. You're going to be a slave. So, I don't think of John as being a person who makes threats. He's just a black Hebrew Israelite. And people think that's hateful. And all ideologies, when you cling to your ideologies, are clung to in hatred. Whatever you are. Whether Republican or demon rat or whatever. Because that's a evil identity and point of pride. It's like a woman. You know how the women get into their little religion or their group, and then they like think they're better than the other people when they haven't a clue. That's what males are doing nowadays. And males have been doing it forever too, but it's very not manly, nor is it ladylike. And then the man tries to ask you a question, you tune him out to make notes. Rika doesn't respect me, and I don't respect him, but we love each other if we love anybody. What not do you get in such being a vile, shameful, evil liar of a man? What lie? I have not told a lie, I don't think. The way you treat me, which I treated him fine. He falsely accused me of lying. He wanted to be unbanned. And I said, call me next week. I didn't say I would unban him next week. I said, call me next week. And I said, the following week, I said, my answer is no. But he took it as a promise, and that's his fault. That's his problem. And he's holding it against me because he's a grudge holder, a hateful person, a fake Christian. But shout out to the fake Christians who are hateful. Any other caller, usually black, will get dismissed and disrespected. Not true. And you didn't read my super respondent Emmanuel. Yes, I did. I'm pretty sure I did. But you're a liar and you're mean. You even quoted my favorite bone verse, Proverbs 3:5. Bone verse? Proverbs 3:5 is your favorite when you told me on air it was John 3:16. I don't remember saying John 3:16 is my favorite. I just said, I know that the John 3:16 is one of the famous, it's the most famous verse. It's like the Christianity defining verse. It's the only one you need. Esoteric is his name, and you won't say it because it has my name. What? Oh, no, it's esoteric. That's how you pronounce it. Just because it has a J instead of an I. You know you deserve coal, James. And sadly, I see your future being, depart from me, I never knew you. I don't want that for you, but your salvation is despicable. What a psycho. And he was pretending to be somebody else in that other coffee that I read, but he disappeared it. Jitsu James bought a coffee. I want a tight and white Hake report instead of a loose and goose. Laughing face emoji. Well, thank you, man. I know. Appreciate the wish. Greggatron says, did you get my Christmas present? Or did you get your Christmas present? Double question mark. Maybe. I haven't seen it yet, though. But it might have arrived yesterday afternoon. And I just haven't seen it yet. Because I took off 4 p.m. promptly. So maybe, I'm not sure. Or maybe it's going to come today. Not sure, Greggatron. Thank you, man. That's cool. Shout out to Beta Legs, Games for Rec, Army, and thank you guys. Oh, I got to pull up my Rumble. My goodness. In the meantime, let me get to some calls. Anthony from SoCal is on the line over here. Anthony, thanks for calling and holding, man. What's up?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Excellent. So I just wanted to respond to Frederick's earlier call. I like the passion he has, and I just wanted to see if he understood the context. So I'm not sure. Did he mention that John 3:13 is in the context of Jesus' discussion with Nicodemus? Did he mention that?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, the issue is that Jesus is having a discussion with Nicodemus. Nicodemus ultimately starts the discussion saying, Rabbi, we know that you are a teacher. We know that you are a teacher come from God. For
Okay.
no one can do these signs, right?
Yeah.
That you do unless God is with him. Excuse me. So the idea here is that Jesus, as Frederick quoted earlier, no one has ascended to heaven but he who came down from heaven, that is the Son of Man who is in heaven. Jesus is in context, Jesus is saying that he is able to himself ascend to heaven and descend to earth with knowledge. What I mean by that is Jesus is explaining to Nicodemus the unique nature of his authority and knowledge. So he's emphasizing that no one has ascended to heaven to bring back divine revelation except Jesus himself, who came down from heaven. The focus is basically on experiencing heaven's full glory and having authority to speak on heavenly truth. So it's also one of the reasons why the Book of Enoch isn't necessarily canonical, because of this verse. Enoch claims that he went to heaven, obtained knowledge, and then came back on earth to disseminate the knowledge. However, that contradicts John 3:13. But essentially, it's Elijah's ascension refers to being taken up to a heavenly realm, but it doesn't say Elijah did it himself. It says he was taken. Whereas Jesus is saying he's able to ascend and descend at his will. Does that make sense?
No, I don't really follow. I don't really follow it. You may be right, but it feels intellectual and over my head.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's what Rika wasn't asking a real question. He was just trying to nitpick and pretend like the Bible contradicts itself, and whether it does or not, he doesn't know what he's talking about. A lot of the times these phony people will pretend like, oh, the Bible's full of contradictions, when in reality they're not contradictions at all. It's kind of like people saying, oh, Trump lied about this or that, or Hake lied about black crime because there's no such thing as black crime. And it's just an atheist whose mind is closed and isn't even interested in the truth.
That, Hake, okay, I'm glad you brought that up, because that makes a lot more sense to me, just because I know I didn't articulate it that well. Sorry, I'm getting over it.
Are you really from SoCal?
Yeah, I am. Why?
Because you sound like this guy from somewhere else. You sound like the mixed-race black guy from somewhere else. And I don't know you by Anthony.
Oh, no. I called in that one time asking why you platformed a Satanist. Do you remember that?
Oh, that's you. Okay, so you're a different guy. You just sound like the guy. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. You're not even necessarily half black. Not to dox your race.
I mean, no. Well, my parents were born in Africa. If that.
Oh, okay.
Leads to anything.
Yeah, I don't know. There's another guy who calls in and has a similar voice to yours, and he's always promoting and then you mentioned some book, and this other caller is always promoting some other book.
Oh, gotcha.
And so he calls my show, Joel's show. I think he's even called Anchor Baby. And he has his voice may be a little bit weaker and more lilting than yours. But okay, nice. I remember you now. That's cool. It's good to hear from you. So what were you saying about, it makes sense that I said that about this Rika?
Yeah, no, it's just because it makes sense, because when you look at it when you look at the text in context,
yeah,
there is really no way you could come to the conclusion that that's actually a contradiction.
Yeah.
So that's why I felt compelled to call. But given your statement that he's perhaps a caller that just is angry or resentful and just kind of wants to poke holes in the discussion, then that's a totally different story. And I do that a lot online now, which is disheartening. But what's interesting, I was listening to one of your competitors the other night. It was a Black Hebrew Israelites versus Christian debate.
Okay.
And they believe, actually, their interpretation of Deuteronomy is that when Jesus returns for his second coming, all the whites will be enslaved by the blacks.
Right.
And, the Black Hebrew Israelites had an issue back in 2010 where, they were protesting on the streets saying they're going to rape white women and stuff like that because of certain biblical citations, which aren't necessarily reflecting their situation. But there is, when you mentioned this sounds really intellectual, I don't know how we get around having a correct and sound interpretation of the text without adhering to some kind of intellectual, rigorous interpretation. I don't know. What do you think?
That's not what I mean by intellectual necessarily.
I see.
And the other thing is, you don't really need to be interpreting the text. Like, some of this stuff has nothing to do, some of the stuff that's in the text doesn't necessarily have anything to do with your life or it's anything that you need to know. And so it's just vain pursuing of knowledge. So the truth is, the Holy Spirit guides you in all the truth. And whether you're reading the Bible and all that stuff, it'll let you know what you need to know. And you can do a little research if you are so led to do research, but watch what's leading you to do that research. Because sometimes people are led by vanity to seek after all this knowledge, and it just puffs them up, and they're that's what I mean by intellectual.
I see.
Intellectuals, I said yesterday, I quoted a man yesterday who said, an intellectual mind accepts or rejects information. An intelligent mind neither accepts nor rejects information. There's a distinction between intellectuals and intelligent people.
That's a subtle point, Hake. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Before I forget, man, there's this one of your bigger competitors out there. He does apologetics against Muslims, Unitarians, all kinds of people, Roman Catholics, and he has a pretty big platform. And this guy listens to your shows, and I think I would really love for you. He talks about Jesse, and I think he'd be a great addition. If there's a way I could send you his.
Oh yeah, send it by email.
Excellent.
Yeah, good to hear from you, Anthony. I wish you well, man. Hope you and Merry Christmas to you and your fam, your bro and all that, or his sis, I forget who, brother, I think.
You the man, Hake. I appreciate you guys. You have a good memory, man.
Yeah, cool. Take care, man.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Kentucky John from Kentucky. How are you doing, man?
I'm good.
Nice.
First, what is a mixed race black guy?
A mixed race black guy is part black and part God knows what.
White?
Sometimes.
So would you ever say mixed race white guy?
I would to turn it on its head a little bit. Yeah. Like what I did say that to Joe from Phoenix. I said, you're a mixed race white man. You're a fellow white man. You're hating your fellow white man, Joe from Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, sometimes I do that, but it's like half joking because the mixed race people don't tend to identify with the white thing, and then people outside, as you know, that might
That's not true though. That's not true.
Okay.
Some people stay in the middle. Those mixed people, they stay in the middle.
Nice.
And we determine what they are, which is not fair, right?
Kind of not, yeah.
But
that's life. You get pigeonholed by people, and you can either let that affect you or not. I mean, sometimes you don't really have a choice but to deal with the physical consequences of how you look and how people see you. But you can be bothered by it or not bothered by it.
Well, you know what we think? We think whatever your father is what you are. So if your dad is white and your mom's black, then you're white because that's what your dad is. He put the seed in the woman, and that's what you get from the seed is a white man. So
okay.
We don't go by the skin tone is based on who your father is. But it was another thing. You guys were talking about John 3:16.
Yep.
Did you know he wasn't referring to the whole world, but only to the Israelites?
No, I didn't know that. So so when it's saying, for God so loved the world,
yeah,
that he gave his only son, that whosoever believes in him.
Yeah.
That's referring only to the
context.
Israelites and not to anybody else in the world.
Right.
And how do you figure?
Because when I was a Christian, I used to think the same way. Like when he said to the world or whatever, I was thinking everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But if you read 2 to 3 verses up, I can't remember. He says, "Hear ye, O Israel," because the context is he's talking to Israel right then and there in that moment. That's who he's talking to.
He's talking to Israel, but when he says the world, that doesn't mean only Israel.
He's talking about the Israelite world. Hey, he's not talking about the earth. A lot of people mistake the world for being the earth, but that's not true.
No, I'm not talking about the earth, but all the people in the world.
No, you got to read the whole thing, put it in context on who he's talking to.
Except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter the kingdom of God. That which is born of flesh, and that which is born of is flesh. That which is born of the Spirit is spirit. You must be born again. And then he's talking to Nicodemus. He's talking to Nicodemus, who is a Jewish or Israeli.
All context in the Bible is talking to the Israelites. But whoever came up with Christianity.
Not true.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's true.
Nicodemus answered and said unto him, "How can these things be? Art thou a master of Israel, and knowest not these things?" So he's talking to him as an Israelite, a guy from Israel. "Verily, verily, I say to you, we speak that we do know. We speak what we know." Blah, blah, blah.
Hey, I used to be a Christian too.
No man has ascended into heaven. So it's this. Your context about it's Israel only is not there. Are you a King James version only guy?
Yes.
Okay, well, your King James doesn't even say that. I'm reading the King James version, KJV.
What are you reading though? I mean, what book and verses and everything?
John 3. And he's talking to a Pharisee, which is one of the guys of Israel, a master of Israel. So he's just talking.
So you need to go to about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Read on. Go to about 13 or 14. 13 or 14 should give you the hero Israel part on who he was referring to. And the way I was taught, this is like if you're in your office right now, and you say, who in here wants some pizza for lunch? You're not talking to the whole world. You're only talking to this certain group. But
that's not true.
Like he's talking to you.
He's talking about Nicodemus met secretly with Jesus, and they were talking about in general about the whole world.
No, he said he only came for the Israelites' sake. He didn't say he came for the whole world.
Mm-mm. No, it says he came first to the Jews and then to the Gentiles. It says it.
Yeah.
And the Gentiles
is in Israelites as well.
Not true. Well, that doesn't make sense.
The ones who were scattered and didn't know they were Israel, or the ones who weren't keeping the law, he turned them away and made them Gentiles.
Is that what they told you?
Yeah, that's what they told me.
And you fell for it.
It makes more sense than this old white version of Christianity that was created, because none of that stuff is in the Bible.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
None of that stuff y'all teach makes any sense.
The white version makes so much more sense.
Aren't you celebrating Christmas right now?
Yep.
Is that in the Bible?
Nope.
That's Christianity.
No, it's not. It's just tradition.
It is Christianity.
No, it isn't.
It's Christianity.
It's celebrating Jesus.
This is what I call for. This is what I call. No, it's not. You celebrate reindeers and elves and Santa Claus and presents and Christmas trees.
Some people are doing that too. Some people are adding that stuff into it. Yeah, but it's also about Jesus.
But God didn't want you to do that. He wants you to
keep His law. Where does God say don't celebrate Christmas?
Says the Bible.
Where?
It says not to go into the forest and cut down a tree and deck it with silver and gold.
It doesn't say that
in the Bible. I swear on everything I love.
It may say that in terms of worshiping the tree, but that has to do with worshiping the tree and stuff like that. This is a tradition.
It's the same thing. It's an idol. It's the same thing.
Right, but that's what I said. Don't worship it.
Okay, so if you put it in your house, you're worshiping it because it's an idol.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. It's of the spirit. It's of the heart. It's what your motive is.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
If it tells you specifically not to cut a tree and follow these pagan holidays,
right? And you're just hung up on
God means.
You're just hung up on facts. You don't have the truth.
You're just hung up on the world and doing what the world wants instead of what God wants. That's what you're hung up on. But
you think I can do what
you
you think? I thought you said that the Bible isn't even for me. So why are you chiding me about what the Bible says?
It's not.
So then why are you getting all mad? So why are you getting all mad about? You're trying to preach at me about not cutting down a tree.
Hey, I'm just telling you, my thoughts changed. I should think the same thing until they showed me these verses and these different context way of looking at things.
You went from being a blind black Christian into being a blind black Hebrew Israelite. It's just you're still blind.
No, sir. No, you're a blind white boy.
That's irrelevant to whether you're blind. It's irrelevant.
But hey,
white man. That's a white man to you.
No, you're not a man. Hey, you already told me that you're not an alpha male. Are you an alpha male?
I don't know. I plead the fifth.
So you're a beta.
You don't know that.
You're not a man. But anyway,
yeah, go ahead.
Do you believe in the American dream, or what is the American dream, or is it just bullspit?
I think it's just silliness.
I do too, because America is for sale, right? Like it's just everything is about the dollar. Everything is about money. Nobody really loves everybody, even though y'all try to teach that on the show.
Well, Trump does. JLP does. So that's two people who love everybody. Jesus loves everybody.
You don't believe that.
Jesus loves everybody, including the...
Jesus does not love
Jesus
everybody.
loves the Edomites.
Jesus don't love you, Hake.
Yeah, huh?
You got me off track, man.
Okay. Bull spit. Nobody really loves everybody. It's the American dream is for sale. I mean, America is for sale.
Yeah, that was my question. I wanted to see if you, because that's what capitalism is, right? It's like everybody has the opportunity to buy and sell and start businesses and everything. Isn't that what capitalism is? Like America is like a business. It's just a business.
America allows business. America is not supposed to be a bit. Well, I don't know if it's supposed to be a business or not.
But that's what it is, though. But that's what it is. You even got foreign countries buying land over here.
I know.
To make money. So that's what America is. So the American dream is exactly what it is. It's a dream. Like it's really never going to happen.
I don't know who made that up.
White people. That's who made it up.
Well, maybe it meant something back then when they talked about it. I don't know. I can't judge because I wasn't there.
Well, it's only been one black president, and everybody else has been white. So y'all are the fault for the decline of the country. Y'all try to put it on Obama like he was the turning point in the country going down, but it's really white people.
He definitely accelerated it.
I mean, you can say that if you want to.
It's the truth.
Did Trump accelerate it any? Is he?
Nah.
Is his policy?
No, he slowed it down.
You said no?
Right.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, he started turning things around for what's right.
You really think that, Hake, or you just one of those?
No, he definitely did. No, he started to try to take the transgenders out of the military and take the transgender bathrooms away from the anti-discrimination stuff. He allowed businesses to work without as many restrictions and regulations. He started to build the wall. He told the truth, which was so refreshing, by the way. He told the truth as opposed to being a phony politician. So, yeah, I mean, he
told the truth.
Yeah.
Well,
he told the truth about the people coming from the border. He told the truth about
one truth.
Women.
If he tells one truth, he tells 5 lies.
What? Name a lie.
But, I got one more question. Hey, you know you always do this, man, when somebody says Trump lies all the time.
Yeah.
Even if I tell you one lie, you're going to, like, say it's not true, or you're going to find some way to I don't use no bad language.
Yeah.
But you're a fan of his. That's what it is. You're a fan.
And so you know why I'm a fan? I'm a fan because he tells the truth, though.
Does he? So are you?
And you're right. I shouldn't be a fan.
Lied?
I shouldn't be a fan.
You are a fan.
Okay, maybe I'm a fan, but I'm a fan. I became a fan because he told the truth. And sometimes when people tell the truth, you become a fan of them, and you should have a distance from that. You should not be a fanatic.
Are you one of those fans that compares him to Jesus?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Why not?
That's just sad. That's sad.
What's sad about it?
That's sad. Well, it ain't sad. It's expected from you, man. You're Caucasian.
Trump is like Jesus in that he tells the truth.
Trump ain't like Jesus.
He's unpredictable. a lot of people hate him. The powers that be, they hate him, just like the powers that were hated Jesus, and to this day they still do.
Jesus would never commit adultery.
Right.
Jesus would never.
But
Jesus
Trump
would
stopped
never
that.
steal. Jesus would never steal.
But did Jesus condemn the people who committed adultery, or did he tell them, "I don't condemn you. Go and sin no more"?
Go and sin no more.
Yeah, and he didn't condemn the people.
That doesn't mean.
Let me show.
Trump ain't sinning.
Well, not true, because Jesus took it away.
Question. Let me ask one more question, because you're going to something else. And
I am. I'm about to go into this. John 3:17. John 3:17. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through the Son might be saved. God saved Trump through Jesus, and now Jesus is his brother.
He's not talking about y'all Edomites. He hates y'all's Edomites. He hates y'all stinking guts.
Well, he used to hate us. Well, it wasn't like a hate our guts thing. You're adding to what the Bible says.
He still does. He still does, because in Revelations, when he comes back, he's putting y'all in slavery.
Well, he spit some of us out of his mouth.
That too.
He spit some of us out of his mouth because we're lukewarm. but Trump gets the okay.
Well, look, this was my last question.
Okay.
About Trump or whatever, because I remember plenty of times Jesse saying that America was finished and it wouldn't come back.
Right.
By you being his friend, has he changed his tone about being optimistic about the country and how the country is? Will it ever make a comeback? Have y'all had conversations like that?
No, I don't think he's changed his tone. I think it's still going. I think he thinks that he doesn't see it turning around. Trump will make things better in a physical way, like his job is supposed to be. And he'll set a good example as the light of the world, as Jesus called us.
The world.
Yeah. Jesus said, "You're the light of the world," right?
You're a fan, man. You're a fan.
Jesus said, "You're the light of the world." Didn't he say that?
You are a fan,
Did
dude.
Jesus say you're the light of the world?
Yeah, but hey, this is what I learned. Whether you believe it or not, put everything into context.
Right.
Just because you read one sentence in the Bible, it does not mean he's talking to James Hake. That James Hake is the light of the world.
No, I said that Trump is the light of the world.
He didn't say Trump either.
How do you know?
Okay. Well, if he did,
you're not God. Are you God?
I will change my religion right now if you find Trump in the Bible under the name Trump. I'll go back to being a Christian right now. But it ain't gonna happen.
That's funny. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill. A city that is set on the hill cannot be hid, and Trump cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel. No, I'm going to let it shine. So let your shine.
Man, go to the next caller. Go to the next caller. Hey, you're talking too much.
I'm going to read on because I'm a true Israelite. Let your light shine, so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father, which is in heaven. Before, keyword men. Men will see it. Betas won't. 100, says Lori. Thank you, Lori. Did he say Jesus said he hated white people? Right on. Let me double check for any super chats. I better check them over here. What's up, T-Fly Monkey, Age of Inversion, Crichton Herndon? I keep on saying Crichton Hendren, but it's Herndon, Ohio Sentinel 2023. Appreciate you guys over on the Rumble crew. Hake is live on Rumble. Diane D, Kilo Alpha Tango. Shout out. Rika Frederick. AG. Do I mistreat Rika? I don't think I do. But I might. Forgive me, Rika. I don't think he takes it personally, though, generally. It's all in good fun. Greggatron, thank you, man. Sorry I'm sad, 2024. Tim Scott, the real one, not to be confused with the Rhino. Thank you, guys. Radulaser, nice to see you. Your God makes slaves of others. I don't think that's a good one. You are worshiping, says Radulaser. Says that John is unwise. I'm live on punchy.tv/Hake. Real quick point, everybody. Oh, and what's up to the Facebook crew? Donald. What's up, Ponto King? Donald, over on the Facebook crew. Rebuilt the Hake Report on Facebook. Oh, yeah. What I was going to do. Warning. Alert. Go to thehakereport.com if you want your swag. And I recommend Printify. Where's my stores page? Shop Printify, new. Spring, use at your own risk. Okay? Use Spring at your own risk. Hake's questionable Teespring store is what it says. Warning, use Spring at your own risk. Teespring is going through issues. I cannot guarantee you will receive your Teespring orders. Hake, that's me. I haven't received mine. Hake hasn't received his. And Hake gets limited response from customer service. Normally, even if their quality, they print it too high, way too high or whatever, their quality is bad, but their customer service was always good, and they would redo the order, give you a refund. Just make sure you have your order number. But even their customer service is lacking. They're not necessarily responsive. In some cases they are, but hopefully they work it out, but no promises, okay? So there's all kinds of swag on the Teespring store, much more variety and selection on the Teespring store than the Printify store, okay? Printify is my new fancy dance, hake.printify.me, okay? /products. I love boomers in white ink or black ink. Knowledge is poison in white ink. There's also black ink. The Hake Report logo in white ink or black ink. Obvious globe in the little updated design. You saw that. Facts versus truth in black ink or white ink, I think, is in there. Part polyester hoodies. If you put a little polyester in it, it makes the hoodie warmer. I don't know. Maybe I should do a 100% cotton type of hoodie. And Hake Report white sticker and Hake Report clear sticker. That's this one, by the way. Let's show it to you. See that? That's my clear sticker. It looks kind of nice, huh? You can see the hint of the clear. It's die cut, so it cut kind of around. It looked when I was designing it like it was going to cut out portions of these gaps, but thankfully it didn't. So I'm happy about that. This is the 4-inch version. It's cut from a 4-inch square, and so you can peel it off, and that's nice. Oh, and here's the white one, and I think that's what is that, 2 inches or 3 inches? Not sure. Cut from a 2-inch thing, maybe. The Hake Report. I slapped a sticker on the back of my phone. Is that unclassy? And it's literally on the phone because I go without protection from my phone. I disavow the protection word, but I thought it was amusing to say when I heard somebody describe it that way. But anyway, I do disavow Apple. Shout out. So get your stickers and stuff. There's different designs. There's different sizes. Cool. But so that's all that I have there on the. I don't have any mugs or other stickers or other sweatshirts yet. Send me your requests and maybe I will oblige and put them up on the Teespring store so that you have more selection. I mean, not Teespring, Printify. Hake.printify.me, because Teespring seems to be going down the tubes. Teespring reminds me of my old job at my old company. It started to be a failing company. It was so tough dealing with customers who were kind of starting to be left hanging because of problems. That's what Teespring is going through. But I tried to make sure that we took care of everybody, did right by everybody, but it was not a functioning company, and Teespring seems to be going through that. I can sympathize with their predicament. What a mess. Fun, huh? And I tried to get some of these t-shirt fits are better than others. The knowledge is poison one I may replace, because so far my favorite ones, I think this is the Comfort Colors one, and this one is another one. Those are probably my two favorite tees, and they're kind of more boxy. Maybe it's because I'm getting fatter. I don't know. I need to get fitter again. Comfort Colors 1717 is... What is this? Boom, boom, boom. Whatever. What do they call it? Whatever. It's supposedly like a... Oh, here, down here, it'll describe it. Garment dyed t-shirt, customizable tee, ring spun cotton, 100%, soft wash, garment dyed fabric, extra coziness. This is probably the best one. But I also got... Oh yeah, that's the same thing. What was the other one that I got? Maybe it was... I'm blanking. Maybe it's Facts versus Truth. This might be the one. Facts versus Truth, Bella Canvas 3010. This one was okay too. And it's roomier, and I think I like that better. Bella Canvas 3010 heavyweight cotton tee. They call it unisex oversized boxy tee. Practical. But Gildan, you know, the Gildan one is fine. This soft style, for my taste, it's fine. JLP doesn't like it. JLP prefers the next level tri-blend, but the next level 100% cotton stinks. So that's a little update on the store's situation. Good luck. Good luck. We wish you well. In the world? Oh, I know what I'm doing. I didn't realize I was not closing the window. I kept on hitting tab 2. So yeah, use Teespring at your own risk. I know I did, and I'm gonna probably try to get my money back. FYI. It's horrible. Woo. So, see, Hake, trying to look out for you guys. And same thing with the other stuff. Enrica says, if I see you wearing a Hake shirt in public, any of you guys, he will personally walk up and introduce himself. Nice. Okay. There's some different things going on. Okay, so Saturday is winter. Nice. Very nice. We may get some of these illegals into beds. I don't know why we're giving them beds. I disavow it. Oh, this was sort of interesting. That 15-year-old girl had an internet friend, I guess. Look at these goofballs. Shout out. Hakeem Jeffries. What a joke. And whoever those other two people are. Overly serious people. That's a properly serious man, Tom Homan. I don't know. We'll see. These are the two who died in that Wisconsin school shooting at the Christian school. Don't they look like Christians, sort of? Madison school, or nice people. Madison school shooting victims, Erin Michelle West left. I guess she's 42, died now. And Ruby Vergara. Vergara. I should be careful how I say that. Don't repeat that, kids. Ruby, rest in peace. She was 13 or 15. Here it is. 15. No, 14. I remember being 14, going into high school. Fights at lunchtime. I didn't get into fights, but witnessed. I think it was a girl fight. Dead at the scene. There was this 20-year-old so-called man allegedly plotting a mass shooting with this teenager girl. planning to attack a government building. Can you believe it? Bill's in here, so let me show off that I know how to work this. Boom. Anyway, let me show you guys. Told her he was planning to attack a government building, according to the far left AP. School shooter was in contact with a California so-called man, 20-year-old, accused of planning a separate attack. So says a report. Abundant Life Christian School. I wonder if they're going to say, like, Madison Strong or Abundant Life Strong. You know, after there's some type of horrible incident, they call themselves Strong. Unanswered questions. Natalie Rupnow. Went by Samantha. A mess. A crazy headline-grabbing, attention-grabbing crime. And kind of understandable, but there's all kinds of, like, black mass shootings that don't get this much attention because it's par for the course, I guess. Hey, that ain't news no more. Court records show Rupnow's parents married to each other and divorced from each other twice. What a mess. Somebody told me, and I don't know if it's true, that if you divorce, you shouldn't remarry to the same person. You shouldn't remarry at all. But they said that you shouldn't remarry to the same person. I don't know if that's true. Maybe it is, though. It kind of makes sense, perhaps, because a woman who will break up with you the first time is going to break up with you again. It's just kind of desperation to get back with them, you know? Maybe. Don't know. Unclear whether Rupnow's parents owned or possessed the gun used in the shooting, blah, blah, blah. Jeff and Melissa Rupnow haven't responded. Good for them. Don't blame them. Mackenzie Wilson. What a name. Look at how they spelled it. That might be a normal way of spelling it, actually. Had a locker right next to Natalie's or Samantha's, whatever Rupnow 15-year-old was. Never thought the student she described as shy would be capable of carrying out such violence. She was really quiet. She didn't really have any friends. Those are the ones you got to watch out for. They always say. Just seemed really lonely. It wasn't like she was trying to fit in. She seemed very content being alone. Indeed. Many people, many such cases. 6 victims wounded. 2 life-threatening injuries. Remain hospitalized. Critical condition, they say. ATF on the case. Too early to comment on whether the parents will face criminal charges. Ridiculous, in my opinion. But shout out to Joel Friday. No Joel Friday TV today. I'll have to set the redirect to, I guess, American Anchor Baby, and you guys have to wait for 5 hours or 4 hours. I can't do math. What does the... I feel like I should censor one of these letters in this band. KM blank DM. The black shirt with the band name. KM blank DM, whose song lyrics have been cited by the students who carried out, when I was in high school, the 1999 massacre at Columbine High School in Aurora, Colorado. 13 people were killed there. They issued a statement condemning the 1999 attack and expressed sympathy for the victims, adding their music was intended to stand against violence, according to Reuters. Complicated custody arrangement. Mediation agreement from July 2022 notes the girl, who was probably 13, I guess, at the time, roughly, enrolled in therapy, parents encouraged to participate. Documents didn't detail how she was in treatment or the type of therapy. Court orders mandated a complicated... Evil courts. You involve the courts, you involve even more devils into your life. Parents were 30 to 45 minutes apart. Okay, I want to find the guy who was artistic student, caring teacher. Okay, where's the 20-year-old? I want to find the 20-year-old. I don't much care about any of this. 20. No. No. Well, they don't even have it. Anyway, I don't care. But anyway, a 20-year-old from Carlsbad. Not the Carlsbad Caverns, Carlsbad, California. Plotting a mass shooting with the teenager. Oh, there it is. How did I miss it? Where's the 20-year-old? Carlsbad. Oh, there it is. Authorities said Rupnow had been in contact with a 20-year-old man plotting a mass shooting. And, oh, that's all you have? Okay, no wonder I missed it. Whatever, I don't care about that. Do I? No, I don't. Let me get to Matthew out of Madison, Wisconsin, actually. Matthew, are you there?
Hello, can you hear me, Hake?
I can. What's up, man?
Hake with the good hair.
Nice to hear from you.
How you doing?
Doing fine, thanks, man.
Yeah, so I actually live about 5-6 minutes, a neighborhood across from the Abundant Church School, and I have 2 nieces, and my little sister are actually going to go there. So it's really close to home.
Wow. They're going to go there. Are they still going to go there?
They were. They're not anymore, but they were at one point.
Is it they're not anymore because of this shooting?
No, so they actually, my baby sister, she graduated high school. They were talking about going a couple years back, and my nieces, one's a sophomore and one's graduating this year. So they were talking about it, but they ended up not doing it due to just the funds, and they couldn't get scholarships. So
right, okay. Oh, because it's a private Christian school, and it's costly perhaps to go to private Christian schools a lot of the times.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So
saved, I guess.
But yeah.
So
yeah,
in other words, this girl was spoiled.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of this, these details that are coming out, they seem suspicious to me. A lot of it doesn't add up with the girl, and I think there's a lot more questions that need to be answered here.
Interesting. Yeah. What doesn't add up to you, though? Because we're not really, I mean, what details don't add up?
Well, I would say, like, they're trying to paint her as this almost white nationalist, right-wing, Trump supporter. But I've heard from personal accounts, she had, mental illness and thought she was a transgender. So to me, those just don't align with Christian conservative values.
As far as I know, that was just a rumor that started, and I don't know if there's any validity to the transgender thing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't give any real anecdotal evidence to it, but I've heard from, young, because my nieces that still live in the area, and they've heard that the girl was actually intended to be a transgender, and she actually had that, like, mental illness. So, I mean, and like I said, there's no real evidence to back that. It's just a personal account, but
yeah, nobody.
In my opinion, it doesn't add up.
It seems like when there's a political motivation to assign or ascribe one ideology or another, Trump, white nationalism, all that stuff on one side, and transgender, LGBT, feminism on the other, and that's tainting people's motives, and including the government's in terms
exactly, and it has a bias.
Yeah, in terms of revealing the truth.
Madison is a very uber liberal city, so
Aha.
I'm not surprised by how the police chief is acting, and yeah, it
That's
doesn't
true.
shock me at all, the reaction to it.
You know, Big Bump sent me something showing me that this this guy, this it's a black police chief, right? Madison.
Yep, he's actually, I think he's black and Asian.
Oh.
Well, he looks just about black, so I mean, most people would, from face value, just assume he's black. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an interesting. Well, I mean, he's a liberal. He's basically a liberal.
He's probably DEI, if we're being honest here.
And like you said, it's interesting that you say that Madison is a liberal place. It would make sense because it's the capital, bigger city.
Oh,
it may
yeah.
be a big city. I'm not sure. A lot of times,
relatively, it's upwards of 300,000, I believe.
okay, so a lot of times capitals and big cities are far more liberal than the rest of the state. And that's where mass shootings happen, is in liberal cities.
Exactly, where there's the most gun policies and gun control policies. And that's
there's spoiled by and there's where there's children with liberal evil parents.
Yep, and they're
divorced
spoiled,
parents.
like you said. They're entitled. They think that they're entitled to people treating them how they want to be treated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it really boils down to the parents, how she got the gun. Not to say that the parents' beliefs or anything would have influenced her, but I just think, because the laws in place as it stands prevent a 15-year-old from doing this. So any gun control activist needs to explain how she got around all these gun laws. So to me, that's what it boils down to, the root of this issue here.
How she got around that stuff? I don't think that's the root, though.
How she even obtained a gun, because she should not have been able to get a handgun, and there's laws in place that prevent that, but yeah, she still was able to. So I just think that's the root of the cause. That with stuff like mental illness, people listening to their thoughts, and like I said, I want to know where the gun came from, how she was able to get it into the school. Those are the details I'm more concerned about.
I don't know, man. Though it seems like you're interested in surface issues like that aren't really the root issue. The root issue is
let me ask.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what's the root issue?
The root issue, in my opinion, was she was an angry child of divorce, and
I did read that.
The media,
that her parents.
She loved being angry in her solitude and comfortable, and she kept in her comfort zone. A fear-filled, angry-filled woman, based on her locker neighbor account that I just read, that she liked being alone. Who knows what her motive is? It's not even really. Okay, so the root issue is anger. Anger causes mass shootings.
I 100% agree with
anger
you.
causes all kinds of
evil. It boils down to.
Yeah.
But Hake, when you're talking on like a large scale topic, talking to secularists, atheists who don't share those same views with us, they're gonna say that's nonsense.
I don't care.
So I say, I agree, but I just say, when they talk about how to actually prevent this from happening, I think it's educating kids more on proper gun safety, educating parents more on how to prevent, and keep their guns in safe places, so mentally ill children who listen to the devil, listen to their thoughts, can't access that and carry those things out. Because just as Jesse says, guns don't kill people, people kill people.
Right, but you're
so
addressing symptoms, though, man.
that.
Those aren't policies that are going to solve the problem. Those are not root issue policies of keeping guns out of the hands of children.
So let me ask, what on like a large picture scale, you're talking to an atheist and you're trying to give them a reason or a solution to this problem. What would your solution be?
I don't care about whether they're an atheist or not, right? It's defund single mothers, if we defund single mothers, defund divorce and these courts, and address on a mass scale the anger issue. Not promote anger, because you'll notice that they're promoting anger when something happens like this. The conservatives promote
anger, that's how that's
don't promote
separate.
by anger. I mean blame. I mean victimhood.
Yeah.
I mean this fake thing about bullying. Bullying, when they do anti-bullying stuff, they're promoting anger at bullies. When they promote gun control
and judgment.
Yeah, they're promoting blaming the NRA and blaming the government. When the government is the problem, it's not the solution. The government is part of the problem. So Trump is a type of person who loves everybody, and he promotes loving everybody and having peace. So he's part of the solution. JLP promotes mothers dropping their anger, children dropping their anger and forgiving. Don't be mad. Your parents are evil, but don't be mad about it. Fathers, stop being beta. Stop being weak. It just promotes, that just encourages women to hate you. So that's the type of thing that it is. That's the type of, those are the types of solutions.
The anger part, that's a really good answer.
And then if you defund,
secularist atheists can't deny that we don't need anger in situations like this, and anger is the cause.
Why are you? But I don't know if you're on the right track with like trying to convince a secularist atheist. I'm going a little bit over because Joel Friday's gone.
Yeah, I'm not trying to take that point. I just, in my head, and trust me, I know it's just that, what is it, having like a conference in your head Jesse talks about. I play like devil's advocate and think what someone might
I get what you mean.
From, So, that's what I tend to do. I can be a big contrarian, but no, my views align 100% with you.
Well, man,
I think it does boil down to the parents.
The government,
that anger in the children is what needs to be broken. It comes from like you said, the divorce and that broken spiritual order.
Right. So the government has encouraged all those things. So the government should get out of that stuff.
Encourage everyone to separate and to break that spiritual order, to let these kids become angry and let it fester. I 100% agree. One other thing, so literally, Hake, within 10, 15 minutes of that Abundant Life School, there's a really ghetto apartment complex, and I think it was sometime in June of...
we got to wrap it up real quick. Finish your story.
Real quick, I'll make a long story short. Sometime in June of this year, of 24, a young black kid, I think 17 or 18, shot two other young black kids, one 14, a girl, and a boy that was 15. I think both of them died. And, that was never covered on any, national news. It's just you see the implicit bias and where they want to paint these narratives. They pick and choose. Because, like I said, that's multiple children, and that's not the only shooting in that complex within the last year. At least.
There's your answer. So if it's not the only shooting that's happened, then it's par for the course. It's like what I was saying. It's not news anymore. Blacks shooting each other. Oh, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And they pick and choose.
It's not even necessarily picking and choosing. It's just human nature. Like, it's both human nature and it's like what the blacks get. I don't know if you're black or white or what, but it's what the people get. Those blacks who are not getting attention get because they don't value their own lives, so it's not a value. It's not a shock. And this is a shock, and it's not. And this response is not good either. All of this attention on Madison, the Madison school shooting, isn't going to result in anything good. It's only going to result in copycat crimes.
It's only going to, make the issue worse. It's going to make kids think this is going to get them attention. Yeah, it's all ridiculous in my opinion. I don't subscribe to it, but yeah, I appreciate you, Hake, and I just want to call in, give my little personal account, being that I'm so close to the incident.
Yeah, man. So. I appreciate it. Call me again, man.
Thank you, man. I'll have to call back. Take care. Merry Christmas to you and the group.
You too. Matthew in Madison, Wisconsin. Guys, I have to close out the show. It's a good thing that Joel Friday is out because it's 55. It's past 55, and usually I'm supposed to be done at 5 minutes till. So I don't do Joel Friday. I do American Anchor Baby is going to be live at 4, they say. Any other super chats I'm going to have to read tomorrow? What's up, white man? Nice to see you. So who knows? Who knows what the truth is going on? A lot of young people are edgy. And they're edgy kind of both ways. They're kind of communist, but they're also kind of Nazi. They're Nazi commies. So whatever. Shout out to the young people. Hey, I haven't played Sufjan Stevens. Let's hope that this... Ah, man, okay. This song is nice, I guess, right? Laura. Sufjan Stevens. He's liberal and Christian.
Oh, come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel.
It's a banjo.
Lebanon's in lonely exile here, until the Son of God appears. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice.
This sounds like a lack of talent.
Oh, come thou Teespring, come and cheer
You just don't recognize it.
our spirits by thy presence here. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night,
Haven't heard this homo since college.
and death's dark shadows put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice.
Illinois, come on and feel it.
Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel.
Sufjan Stevens. Sufjan.
Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice.
Sufjan. Of course he's not based. He's a liberal Christian talented musician. He might even be one of those LGBTs, I don't know, in his mind. I forget. Pardon me if I'm wrong. I thought I saw it.
Oh come, thou Lord of might, who to thy tribes on Sinai's height, in ancient times didst
bye, guys. Take care. Jaime and the rest of the callers and super chatters, I'll have to get you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.